With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
The hustle to get the show started this week, man. Everybody coming in hot with opinions out of the gate. It is the Big Shot Bob podcast. B-Dog Brandon Harper. I'm Rob Jenners. That is 7-time NBA champion and Lakers believer, Robert Ory. What'd you say to us before I even had a chance to roll the open?
Oh, man, I was just talking about the Lakers beating the Clippers after having a 4-game losing streak or whatever it was.
Yeah, you were like, what are the odds, dude?
So,
of all the teams?
Yeah. But let me first start by saying this, man. I want to start the show. I'm so proud of my son. He was a nominee for the McDonald's All-American West squad. So for 2024, he's a senior. So I'm happy for him.
Dude, congratulations, Chris. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So, I saw the perfect meme the other day, and it had college sports, like college basketball, right? Mm-hmm. And it had defense on the left side, offense on the right side. And it had like 1 million kids going on the offensive side and one kid on the defense. I see, this is you. I said, it's not going to happen this year or next year, but someone's going to appreciate your effort defensively and what you do for a team as a whole. I said, think about it. I was that guy. I got paid a lot of money. Even though in college I scored a lot of points, high school scored a lot of points, but at the end of the day, it was the defense that people recognize and your ability to hold a team together and not be afraid of the superstars or whoever to be and hold them accountable. And so I'm very proud of my son for making the McDonald's All-American nominee. So big up to him.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
Good for him.
Yeah, Pip's son's on there too. So congratulations to Justin Pippen too. So.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay.
Now back to the Lakers.
Now back to the Lakers beating the Clippers, which had everybody just kind of like, whoa.
But I've been looking at this and the Lakers play. I don't know if you ever noticed this, but if a team is an ISO team, the Lakers are pretty damn good because they have really good individual defensive players. Mm-hmm. But if it's a team that moves and cuts, like let's say Jokic, Denver, the way Memphis played the other night, that's when they get lost because they try to do too much switching and the mismatches hurt them. And then they get lost, they get lost on a defensive side where they either come in too far to the paint when they need to stay closer to the 3-point shooters. But one-on-one defense, they're good. And I was watching them. I said, shit, even LeBron moving his feet tonight, and it was just, it was just amazing how they can play individual defense. But if you're a team that cuts and has an offensive system, the Lakers get lost a lot. So that's what I observed when they're playing the Clippers.
Yeah, that's true. Here's the issue with that. Either the Clippers just became more of an ISO team that night, or they just went away from what they've usually been doing, because whether they've been an ISO team or a team that moves, the Lakers have still had trouble with them over the last 4 seasons. Mm-hmm. Now, they could have just been for the simple fact that their talent is better than the Lakers' talent. Probably so. So overall, you could say that regardless of how many games Kawhi has missed, Kawhi and Paul George together, now you add in James Harden, now you add in Russell Westbrook, their two are better than the Lakers' two? Maybe. But at the same time, and healthy. So my thing is, I don't know anymore. I just don't know. This is where I am with the Lakers right now. And as much as I love them, I got to be honest. If somebody, because I think the percentage right now for them to make the playoffs is like 24%. It went up after that game. Whoop-de-doo. If somebody tells me, you know what, the Lakers are going to be back in the play-in, I'm going to say, okay. If somebody tells me somehow, some way the Lakers are going to get the 6th seed, okay. Because at the end of the day, it really don't matter. Because if they're not back in the Western Conference Finals or they don't find a way to get to the NBA Finals, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They got to the Western Conference Finals last year when no one thought they would. They either have to do that or better. So this is like becoming very redundant as the seasons go on. We talk about the Lakers. They re-up in the off season. Then they get it to a point in the season where they done lost 6 in a row. But what they going to do at the trade deadline? What do they need to do to get LeBron and AD some more help? That's where we are now. Yeah. And it seems like they're over and I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know what they're going to do. Okay.
Like the Jekyll and Hyde team. You just don't know which one you're going to get.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of storylines around the Lakers this week, too.
Yes.
I'm seeing a lot more, like, for what these are worth, league sources are reporting that more and more people are starting to kind of point the finger at Davin Ham and say this might be a shortfall on coaching. How do we feel about that?
Rod, at the end of the day, if you look around the league and you look at other teams and other coaches, nobody's going to be saying this about Steve Kerr because Steve Kerr is one. He has the Draymond issue, and Draymond issue is almost like injuries issue for the Lakers, in my opinion. And then you have them losing, not being where they think they should be because they're aging. And then you look at the Lakers, they're aging, they're injury. But at the end of the day, you can't always blame the coach. Because if I'm if I'm telling AR to stay on the shoot, all of a sudden you go into the paint thinking you're going to block a shot and you just stand there and then you get an oh shit moment where the ball's kicked out to your man and you 2 feet short of getting to the shooter and he knocks down a 3. That's not coach's fault. That's the player's fault. And I'm not picking on AR because you can. I think everybody on the Laker team does that except AD. Everybody. And so for me, I think sometimes when you don't do your defensive principles or your offensive principles, you can't blame the coach because I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink, right? And so they're blaming Davin Ham for a lot of the fuck-ups the players themselves are doing. And that has a lot to do with them not practicing. That's a lot to do with them just, trying to load
isn't that on him?
It's
Get
on
your
him.
ass out there and practice.
It's on him, but it's also on the players because think about it. These are simple things. If a guy, we've been taught this since you was in high school, don't dive in on strong side drives. Don't kick in too much. Don't get, hypnotized by the basketball. Point your pistols, meaning man, you ball. And there's a lot of things that you can watch. You can see sometimes when a player for the Lakers, if the ball's kicked out, they actually do a damn pirouette before they go out to the player instead of just rotating to the player and saying, hey, I got you, and forcing them off the 3-point line. It's just, and like even me I ain't gonna call him out, but one of my friends.
Do it.
Me and BT was watching last night with Clipper game when James Harden shot that 3 and D-Lo did this to the I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Just get in front of him and then contest the shot. I'm like, wow. It's just certain things like that. You're like, come on, man. Is that you now as a coach? If a player does that and like, man, hey, you just got to say, hey, I told him to get in front of the player and contest the shot. So,
yeah, it's some of this Davin Ham, possibly because, a lot of people are, quote unquote, frustrated with him, going through so many various lineup changes and, not being consistent or sticking with the lineup. But on the other hand, I'm kind of like, that's what he's supposed to do as a coach. I'm trying to figure out what best 5 to put on the floor, what my rotation is going to look like, who fits better with who. That's my job as a head coach. So as much as people are frustrated that nothing seems to be consistently working, as a head coach, that is, if he did nothing and he just left a starting 5 out there and it wasn't working, you still be frustrated. So it's a double-edged sword either way, and I can't blame Davin Ham completely because Davin Ham was the head coach last year and you got to the Western Conference Finals. So something has to give on the players' end. You got the same players and some new ones. Now, granted, we haven't seen certain players because they haven't been healthy. We haven't seen Gabe Vincent. Not saying that he would have made that big of a difference, but you don't know. You know, he played very well with the Miami Heat, which is why he was so sought after in the offseason. We haven't seen him. I don't know if we're going to see him all season.
Yeah, Darvin said he had a lot of plans for Gabe in the offense and just had to scrap a lot of that stuff, you know?
So you're missing a ball handler and a shooter, something that the Lakers have not done very well this season.
Right.
And you're missing that.
You also skate the line between legitimately you're missing pieces and now we're sort of leaning on, you know, oh, this maybe feels like a convenient excuse. Let's just say,
right,
Gabe's hurt. No, Gabe's hurt.
No.
This would have been a lot more dynamic if we had Gabe in the
Right. No, like I said, God, I don't look at him as that big of a piece to sway things one way or another. I don't.
Right.
And I'm not blaming what you don't have. Mm-hmm. But what I want people to stop doing is when it comes to Davin Ham, if you're going to blame him on one end for rotating these lineups and trying to figure things out, then if he was to stick with the lineup and it's not working, you would still be blaming him. So on one, he has to do something. And I think he's doing the best that he possibly can right now to work with what he has. He has two mainstays. That's LeBron and that's AD. I have to find three other guys that fit with them on the floor at any given time. Mm-hmm. Right. And that's what he's trying to do.
I think at the end of the day, if there's any other franchise, maybe the Boston Celtics, something like that, we wouldn't be talking about this because people expect so much out of the Lakers, and then when you add, two megastars like AD and LeBron,
and that's part of the problem.
And they're losing. They want to find somebody to blame. And at the end of the day, they can't. You're not going to blame LeBron. You're not going to blame AD. Who's the next?
Oh, I don't know.
Higher up?
George Karl out here blaming AD, man. George Karl's out here saying, you know what? I don't think Davin Ham is the problem. I think it's Anthony Davis.
I'm like, this dude averages almost 30 and 20. He's the problem. Defensive player of the year.
George Karl also likes to stir the shit, though. He likes to kick a little boot in there. And
is he off his medications?
He might be.
I'll say this, and this is why I'll plant my flag consistently. I'm of the belief still that they need a third scorer, a third somewhat bona fide scorer, somebody outside of LeBron and AD, whether they're on the floor of LeBron and AD or one of them is on the bench or both of them is on the bench, a guy who I can trust, even throwing him out there with the second unit and say, you're the guy. You're the guy. Because I think outside of LeBron and AD, everything else is a little shaky. I've seen Cam Reddish here, and I've seen him in LA. He's played pretty good defense, but like Darvin said, with him and Taurean Prince, when they get the ball, they're uncertain a lot of times. You can't be uncertain with the basketball. We saw that with Cam here. There were times when Cam was aggressive, it was beautiful. But when he was hesitant and uncertain, he had when he got the basketball in his hands, he ain't never seen that ball before in his life.
I said it all the time about Cam. When he doesn't think, he's good. When he thinks, you can tell him thinking. When he catches and shoot it, he's good. When he just says, should I shoot this or should I give it to LeBron or AD? He's off. But I am proud of the way Cam has been playing. You think about it, this dude has been in and out of doghouses everywhere he went. And I think now he's still learning how to play with LeBron. He's still learning how to play with AD because he's never played with someone that dynamic before. So I'm happy with the way he's playing. But there's a couple other guys, like let's talk about Vando. Vando's defense has been good, but he's given us nothing on the offensive end.
Well, that's been Vando all the time.
Yeah, but he usually gets putbacks. But he does get offensive rebounds there. But I think for me, when I look at Vando, I said, dude, just play the defense and don't get caught up in this mojo where you got to shoot threes. You can go to the basket, start dunking on people, and people will get out of your way. And so, but that's my take on the Lakers so far. But
so what do you think?
It's still like All-Star break. Well, after All-Star break, we'll see where they're at.
Right. And I mean, the trade deadline's the 8th, February 8th. So the trade deadline is going to be screaming up on us here in less than a month. Harp just said he thinks they need another scorer. What do you think they need? Because all signs seem to point that, and by the way, there hasn't seemed to have been much of a market on D'Angelo Russell. And that seems to be who they have out there as the proverbial John Collins of trade bait. Let's just keep him out there persistently and see who bites on him. But hasn't been a lot of bites. But what do you think the Lakers need to do by the deadline?
It does it. everybody always say, "Oh, they need a third superstar." No, you don't. You do not need a third superstar.
And that's I don't know.
I think at the end of the day, they need someone who can. I'm just throwing it like we always talk about Buddy Hield going to somebody like Buddy Hield who can stretch the defense.
Well, he's out there right now too.
Who can knock down some consistent threes, because what people don't understand, it's hard to play with. It was hard for me to play with Shaq and Kobe. It's hard to play with Tim and Manu. You got to have a certain mindset. And what I mean by that, let's take Beasley, for instance. He's killing it in Milwaukee. You would think he didn't know how to play when he was in LA. And it's all about the system and the opportunity and what you can do for that coach and what he provides for you. And so people understand LeBron dominates the ball so much sometimes. You got to be a type of person that can sit there and say, okay, I ain't got it, so what? But when it comes to me, I'm jacking this up. I'm knocking it down. And like AR, I think AR he is the only way AR scores. He plays with the basketball. He gets to the hole. He's a scorer like this. You very rarely see AR spot up and knock down a shot. The only spot up shooter they really got is Prince. So I just think they need someone that can just hit some mid ranges and it's like pull the defense out. DeMar DeRozan. I don't think they need Zach LaVine, because Zach LaVine is like a version of LeBron. You don't need anything that's a version of AD or a version of LeBron. You need someone that's totally outside the box and knock down some open shots, either mid range, like DeMar can do, or like Buddy Hield can do.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll say this, even going back to Malik, he took the blame for his tenure with the Lakers.
It wasn't long.
Yeah, but and it wasn't long, but the time that he was there, he took the blame for how things went. Because a lot of people were expecting when he got there, hey, 40% from three, when he kicked the ball out to the corner, you knock it down, which is exactly what he's doing. He's got a couple of 30-point games in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know he's playing with Giannis and he's playing with Dame, so the cameras and everything are always there, but Milwaukee is not a big market. And like I said, no matter who dons that Laker jersey, it's still LA. The lights are still on, the stars are still there. And I don't know what it is about these guys throwing on Laker jerseys wherever they come from, but it's like they go from, it's like the Monstars being zapped to their power. Whenever they put on their Laker jersey, I just don't know what it is. It's crazy.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
I know something I want to get into. We might be getting into it next.
Go ahead.
I know Draymond is about to be reinstated. And that's all well and good.
That was on my sheet, yeah.
Uh-huh. And we knew that was happening. Here's my issue, and here's why I got beef.
With who?
Draymond.
Okay.
The fact of the matter that you were going to tell Adam Silver, hey, I really thought about retirement. And Adam Silver tells you got a clip?
I got the clip. Yeah, here's the audio from Draymond's podcast.
I had a conversation with Adam Silver, commissioner of our league. I just told him, Adam, it's too much for me. Like, this is too much. It's all becoming too much for me. And I'm going to retire. And Adam said, you're making a very rash decision. And I won't let you do that. We had a long, great conversation, very helpful to me, very thankful to play in a league with a commissioner like Adam, who's more about helping you than hurting you, or helping you than punishing you.
There you go. It's from Draymond's podcast.
I don't know and I'm just going to lay this disclaimer out because my mama, folks and family might listen, and I respect them fully. And this is my disclaimer. I'm going to go ahead and apologize before I say it.
This is the setup for where B-Dog uses foul language.
Bullshit. It's an 8-letter word.
Oh, I got a lot of problems with what happened. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
go ahead.
Shit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you why. Don't sit up here and try to play the victim when you've been the guilty party this whole time.
This is a world of your own making, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to sit up here and have your little 60-minute Hollywood story, sob BS, soap opera interview.
Steve Kerr and I cried in our front yard. We cried together. That's the other clip. We're all ready. Here's him.
Coach Kerr came to visit me after shoot-around. And we sat in the yard. He cried. I cried. Because there's a bond there.
Yeah, okay. He cried. You cried. Everybody cried. Okay.
Hey, I can't even comment on this stuff because I wasn't in the room. I don't know if Adam said this or not. I know if it probably been David Stern. David Stern said one of my favorite lines. Well, bye. So, but I wasn't there, so I'm not going to comment on it. For me to say they cried in the yard, I need to see the ring cameras so I can. I'm not going to pass any judgment on Draymond because I think at the end of the day, Draymond is a straight shooter. If he said, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, but at the end of the day,
but Draymond, look here,
I don't give a shit at the end of the day.
I think I'm where Harp is. Draymond's a little bit of a drama queen here. You know what I mean? Like you can't cry like, oh, it just got so hard. What? You getting your own ass suspended from the league got so hard?
And
like that's somebody else's problem?
$20 million a year?
Yeah. You just signed a $100 million extension and this is somebody else. This is Adam Silver having to talk you off the ledge. Why? You did this to yourself.
He sounded like he just came out of an AA meeting or something.
Everybody cried. We told our stories. Yeah, I got a chip. Yeah.
I'm not understanding, dude. Every one of these situations that you put yourself in is because of you. You got yourself suspended. You you have some infatuation with kicking folk in the nuts. You have an infatuation with choking people and hitting folks upside the head. I'm not understanding why you want to be victimized in this and talking about it's too much. You're too much. You're right. You are. You can't control yourself. No other player in the league is like this. Yeah. I love Draymond. And look, I have no beef with Draymond. I don't know. I don't need to know what happened. I don't need to know what that conversation was like. I don't know what they needed. I don't know what they needed to talk about around that bonfire in the yard where they shared tears and wine or whatever else.
Sure.
I don't have to be there. I know for a fact, bro, no, he should not have to talk you out of retirement from what? Because you can't control yourself?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Nah, dog. No.
Now, here's the only plus that I pulled from that. I do like the fact that when you have a guy like Draymond Green, who is a great name for the league and a good brand and part of the Warriors dynasty, that Adam Silver is a commissioner who is willing to take time to sit down with any of these guys and spend time. Now, I don't know what the basics of that conversation were or the pertinence of it or any of that stuff. But the fact that he took the time to sit with Draymond, who he knows is an asset to his league, and go, look, I'm not David Stern. I'm not going to be like, oh, you're going to cry? Okay, go outside, do it in the hallway. That was David Stern. Adam will sit with you and go, all right, look, let's talk it out. What do you need? What's not working for you? Like, I at least give Adam that respect, that he's willing to sit with his players, because there's not a lot of commissioners in a lot of leagues who will go that far, who bother to take a superstar who might be in trouble, who might be doing some shit they shouldn't be doing, or causing themselves or their team issues because of their behavior, and take the time to sit with them. A lot of these guys are just like, nope, write you off, go figure it out and come back when you're ready. So the fact that Adam is willing to do that for him, I throw a lot of respect to Adam Silver for that. But for Draymond to say, I had to go to Adam Silver and have Adam Silver convince me not to retire. Why? Why is that Adam Silver's problem?
I read that headline, and when I saw it, I said, I know I'm going blind, because I was just seeing perfect yesterday. And I don't know. I saw this headline. Something must be wrong with my eyes today or whenever it came out, because ain't nowhere in the world I just read what I just read. You were going to retire?
Yeah.
What was your reasoning? Most people retire. You know, if LeBron James said, I want to retire, it's cool, bro. You played 20 plus years.
20 years, man.
You got over.
You broke every record. I get it.
So many thousand minutes on your legs, and you got more playoff minutes on your legs than a lot of guys have regular season minutes on their legs. So I would get that. Understand it completely. That's a good reason. But Draymond Green wants to retire because it becomes too much because of situations that he put himself in.
He doesn't like being held accountable for his own behavior. So therefore, I'll retire.
How much money did he get fined? That's what I want to know. How much money did
he missed 12 games.
Yeah, but I want to know, did he get fined for the 12 games he missed? That's what I want to know.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I don't
he
know
lost
what the
some
number
money.
is, but I promise you he did.
Yeah.
I guess here's my other question before we move on from the Draymond stuff. What happens? So Draymond Green's back. What happens if he catches another suspension this season for something? Bye-bye.
How did that
Rob's
sound
waving
go?
goodbye.
Bye.
That's it? Deuces? Yeah, Harp's got the deuces up.
I think they're going to suspend him for the year.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then he'll retire.
And then, because he'll have his little crybaby moment.
I don't think he'll retire because he's making too much fucking money.
He's got 3 years left on this deal. Didn't he just sign this deal?
Yeah,
This is the first year of his 4-year, $100 million contract?
Well, we said that this time. He didn't have to commit. Adam Silver is not going to convince. If this happens again, I guarantee you Adam Silver's not going to be there to convince him not to retire. If he
Adam's going to go, you're suspended for the season. You do what you want. He's like, I sat with you. We had this conversation. You did it again. Bye. There's the door. Don't let it hit you where the good Lord split you.
Like I said, I like Draymond. I really do. I think he's been the anchor.
I've always liked Draymond
for a long time.
But I've always liked Draymond from a personality standpoint.
Yeah.
And Draymond's a great player. I'm not trying to knock his game, but as a personality, I think he brings way more to the table for me as a sports fan, just through the personality and the fire and the all the antics and all the Draymond. He's not hesitant to speak his mind. He'll throw all his opinions out there, but don't play the victim, bro. That's tough
don't do
for
that.
me. That's tough for me.
Don't do that. You got to be a man. You got to be accountable.
Something else that was tough for me today that I saw is Ja Morant out for the year.
Yeah.
That's a kick. That sucks.
Was he back like 9 games or something?
I think he played 9 games. I think there were 6 and 3 while he was back, and he played 9 games.
Wow.
It's the crazy part. Is like it wasn't even during a game.
No, it was during practice.
A
labrum tear? Is that what it was? Yeah, it was a labrum tear in his right shoulder. He's going to undergo season-ending surgery. Happened on Saturday.
I wonder if he was lifting weights, and sometimes when you doing something, you can if you bench pressing, and if you don't have your shoulder in the right position, or it's too much weight, or you drop the weight the wrong way, it can put your arm in an awkward position. And I wonder how he hurt himself. But
they didn't disclose any of that.
The funny thing about if Ja didn't get in all this trouble, think about it. He's the face of the NBA. Think about it. He's the new AI. This guy who can jump out the gym, can cross you up, can do so many things that's so dynamic for himself and the team in the league. So, man, you hate that this guy, especially his right arm. And I don't know how that's going to affect the shooting down the line, but I don't know. I hope he gets well soon. He does one of these. Adrian Peterson gets and gets better sooner than later. He can get.
You're gonna do an Aaron Rodgers, tear your Achilles, be back out there in a week.
Yeah, get back out here, man. So
what's worse, a arm injury or a leg injury? As a player, I know they both suck. I'm not trying to discount either of them, but what does one plague you more than the other? Because I know a lot of guys with the knees and the feet. Those are just, man. They.
I think once your base goes, meaning your base goes, legs or your feet, that's the problem. And I think when I strained my MCL, I went from like a 42-inch vertical to like a 34-inch vertical. I lost my hop. I couldn't jump off my left leg anymore. It was the weirdest thing, and I rehabbed it, but it wouldn't respond like it did before I got injured. So I would hate for your legs. Think how Shaq happened.
That was that damn toe.
That quad, the toe, the quad.
Yeah.
You think about Yao, his feet went out. The Flying Dutchman, his feet went out. Most of the bigs, when their feet go out, you think about Stoudemire, you think about Penny Hardaway. They all had that microfracture knee surgery, and that wiped them out. You think about Grant Hill, his ankle, and so You can go on and on. You never hear of a guy who's like hurts his shoulder or his elbow.
It doesn't come back.
It doesn't come back. Yeah, it's the base. You need that base.
Yeah, I think for any sport, but especially for basketball, once them legs go, because especially for certain guys who play above the rim, just to get the lift when it comes to your shooting.
Yeah.
Your shooting's off when you can't lift up the way that you need to. I think it just takes everything out. So once that base goes, hey,
that's it.
Time to hang them up.
And apparently LeBron's base ain't going nowhere where he dunked on Paul George.
Oh my God, that was a poster and a half. Holy cow! He came clean over him in the lane and just ate him alive. That was
hey him and Father Time in round 11 of this heavyweight fight, boy.
And LeBron's winning, man. He's hanging in. He's Rocky against the Russian, man. He's in there.
The old MMA when they didn't have no rounds, you just fought to someone.
Someone can't get up anymore. Yeah. Someone tap out. He's trying to get Father Time to tap out.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper? A woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver. I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
B-Dog, are the Hawks sellers now? Are we going to see DeJounte Murray probably moved before the deadline?
It's a fire sale.
You think so?
You think
Absolutely.
So?
I think they're going to try. Obviously, you got to have somebody to dance with you in order for these things to work out. But I think you're going to see DeJounte moved. If you look at social media as any quote unquote indication, I don't always, but on Instagram, your little avatar, it's just black. There's nothing there. Whatever that means. But I think they're getting aggressive in shopping him. They've made Bogdan Bogdanovic available. They've made Clint Capella available. Yeah. They've made DeAndre Hunter available. The Hawks right now, for what I'm understanding, are looking to build around Trae Young and Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, those are the only two untouchable pieces as I've read.
Here's the thing: when I heard about Clint Capella, he is vital to that team in the sense of what the rapport him and Trae Young got with the alley-oops and all that kind of stuff. So I know he's a piece. You know, think about it. He got James Harden the MVP. Let's be honest with you. You know, all the assists he got. And
he was younger than you.
Yeah, but you know, it's I know he was younger, and but nobody's really going to trade with Clint Capella. To me, so
somebody could use him. I mean, I think a contender who only needs him to do specific things, the things that he's really good at, I think they could use him.
Okay,
I think they could use him. I just think the Hawks this team is 8 games below 500, and they're sitting right outside.
Far?
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I believe they're at least 7 games. I didn't think their record was that bad. Yeah. And I forget where they sit in the East. I don't know if it's 11 or 12.
You're right. They're 14-21, and they're at the 12 seed right now. So they're 7 games below 500. I thought that was more like a 17-19 sort of record.
No.
I didn't realize they were that far down.
It's bad. It's mediocre. It's below mediocre.
I didn't even know y'all had Weston Matthews on your team. He damn near 40 years old.
Yeah, he ain't seen a whole lot of time. Somebody got to keep the chairs on the ground.
Rob, you can catch some minutes in Atlanta. I'm just saying, man. Just saying. You want to come off the bench, chuck up a few threes, man. You might have a shot.
I just think something has to be done, and they're really about to kind of start over.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
I think they're really trying to build around Trae and build around a young Jalen Johnson.
Yeah. But you know what's weird? Though? It's like Houston. It's like Atlanta. It's like the Florida teams. It just shocked me how they can't get players to come play for them, especially Atlanta. Think about it. Almost every NBA player goes to Atlanta in the summertime and chill out. And, you know, it's like, why won't you want to play in that city? You know,
Tony Russ don't want to spend no money.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, okay.
Well,
it's to me. That's just I don't get it. I said Houston, Dallas, or San Antonio because no state tax stuff like that. It's like for me, I'm like, okay, if I'm a baller, say, I'm gonna go somewhere where I can like really, let's like get players to join. Listen, man, let's go down here to San Antonio and play because there's no state tax and we're the only team in town. So we probably won't pay for shit in that city. We're gonna save money that way, and we're playing for a good coach in Popovich. Let's just all go there and play. I know it's easier to say it than done, but
this sounds like the hype talk they gave you to get your ass down there.
No, that was a hype talk that I had because I was close to Houston. I go see my family.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, it just always amazed me that guys like when I first came out of college, I wanted to go to Atlanta and play too. But they drafted Adam Keefe. But it was one of those things where you think about me being a Southern kid. It's like, I'm playing this out. I play for Atlanta. Good organization.
Yeah. It's not.
There's a culture issue right now with that team. It's just
they're not good right now. Like now, on
I
any
thought
given
Grant
night,
Hill was going to change all that.
Grant Hill is a minority owner,
and I also thought Quinn Snyder was going to be the guy that came in, and it was going to be like, oh, here we go, Quinn's going to remake.
Well,
so when we had that whole conversation about Davin Ham. Yeah. How come you never hear about Quinn Snyder? How come nobody's ever pointing a finger at Quinn Snyder and going?
Because Quinn Snyder really just got there. This is his first.
Yeah,
full
I know,
season.
but I'm just saying. I mean, it's the same. It's the Monty Williams effect. All of a sudden, Monty, who is a 2-time Coach of the Year when he has Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul, and then he goes to Detroit and he wins 3 games, and nobody's pointing fingers because it's year one. It's year one of a build. So if they're going to rebuild in Atlanta, they're going to have to do it with Quinn's direction.
Yeah, and I think that's what that's what they're gonna try to do because a lot of these contracts are movable. Bogies is movable. When they gave him the extension, they did that with the thought of if we have to move him, he's still a really good player, a really good shooter to where somebody will take the 14, 15 million per year and they won't look at it as a drag to add to their salary cap because he can still play. He's the 6th man of the year this season. Really.
Let me ask you this question. I know the guys always want draft picks, but is there anybody in college right now you said, okay, he's a clear-cut number 1 player in college?
Honestly,
not like in years past.
I ain't really been watching a lot. I don't know. I really don't know.
I know they talk about this kid out here in USC, and then the kid from Arizona. But there's
the only thing I hear about from college basketball is Bronny James. Just because he's the headline. So it's the only thing I freaking hear about anymore.
Yeah.
Bronny James scored the other night. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's no Wembanyama's out there. There's no Zions, no LeBrons. So I'm trying to think everybody wants I need picks. Is there someone coming down the pipeline that everybody's crazy about?
I don't even think it's about. And I don't a lot of times I think it's not even about that there's guys in the draft that they want to go target. I just think it's about I want to get some young talent in here that I can build into my system, and you learn to play my style with my guys on my floor before you get into the NBA and you learn, this is the way this guy plays.
When is the last time a young team has won a championship? Think about the process they did in 76. Got all these damn draft picks, and they still ain't made it to the Eastern Conference Final or open to the championship. And so they might have been an Eastern Conference Final when they played Toronto, but there is draft picks to me are, I wouldn't say useless, but to stack them up is why? Get you some fucking veteran players that's going to win now, because that's like a shot in the dark of what you're going to get in the draft. You see the product out there now. I don't know. That's just me. I guess that's why I'm not a GM or a coach. I'm sitting here being a couch GM and a couch coach.
Robert Horry, couch GM. I love it.
Hey, those assets really, when you stockpile those draft picks, the Spurs have a lot of draft capital. So one of the reports coming out is they may want a reunion with DeJounte Murray. They may want to bring him back and pair him with Wemby. I know today is the day that he's eligible to be traded. And so I'm pretty sure the Hawks, the phone for Landry Fields, the GM of the Hawks, is going to be ringing a lot today, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be making a lot of calls to see especially with DeJounte, but other players as well, because I really think they're really sellers.
I want to see his whiteboard in his office. I guarantee you, like, it's just crowded with shit right now.
Yeah,
it's bad. Him for him. Yeah, it's the Charlie board from Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the 95 things pinned up and 100 different. Yeah.
Hey, but Philly is in town tomorrow, so hey.
So that's it. That's something. My daughter's dancing at halftime on on Saturday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's
Saturday.
Saturday is the Wizards.
Okay.
Hey, are you gonna go? Okay, are we doing this? All right then. I don't fuck with you.
Oh no, she's 11. You asshole. What are you talking about?
That's how old the girl was in fist fight too.
Yeah.
We doing this? Okay, let's do it. It goes out to you. I would love to see you on the court doing that.
No,
I remember that.
That's one of my favorite parts of the movie. Okay, we doing this?
Okay. She's part of a dance group that got invited to do.
Has she ever seen Fist Fight?
I saw it once ages ago. I haven't seen it.
You have to sit down with her and watch it. That's so funny.
Congratulations to our buddy Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes,
getting his jersey retired by the Orlando Magic this February. The first jersey ever retired by the Orlando Magic. And you're right, it is about time. Because he's been retired a few other places, Miami, L.A., and I guess my question is, so if Orlando's retiring jerseys now, who goes up next? Penny?
Dwight.
Dwight?
I say Dwight. Oh, no, Tracy.
Tracy McGrady? Those are my three.
Tracy. Yeah.
I'd say, Dwight, yeah.
Dwight
gotta go.
Oh, do you know how mad Shaq gonna be? Him and Dwight Howard in the rafters together? Holy shit. Oh my God.
Hey,
but hold on,
got Superman emblems.
Oh no.
but here's the thing.
You might burn that building down.
They both have something in common when it comes to them being in Orlando. Neither one of them won a title in Orlando.
Nope.
Now,
nobody won a title in Orlando.
No, but what I'm saying is you're talking about comparing the two big men. Like Shaq and Dwight have always had this thing going back and forth because Shaq calls himself Superman, Dwight calls himself Superman. And so it's much more of an even playing field with those two because neither one of them, they've been to finals, but they didn't win a finals. Mm-hmm. And Dwight has 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards in Orlando.
Yeah.
So what was that Lakers series with Dwight with?
2010?
No, I'm saying, was it 4-1?
4-2.
4-2?
Yeah.
When Dwight was there with Orlando.
In Orlando when they played the Lakers.
Hey, well, at least he won a finals game.
09. I think it was 09.
That was 2009.
At least he won a finals game in Orlando, Jersey, and Shaq didn't.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh, that's my dig at Shaq because we swept him.
Yeah, I did sweep him.
Yeah, you sure did.
Yeah, Dwight couldn't. He couldn't deal with the extra the trees of Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum. It was just too much.
Yeah.
Do you think they would retire Penny's jersey?
I thought about that
in Orlando because I'm sort of on the fence with him. Was it 4 or 5 years? 5 years, 6 years before he got hurt? Because it was right after Shaq left.
Yeah,
that he was.
It's gonna be really hard.
Almost out of the league, I think.
He'll be third if they did retire someone on that list. We just talked about Dwight, Tracy. How long did Tracy play there too?
I think 4 years, 2000 to 2004, maybe.
And that's why I put Dwight ahead of those two because Tracy really made his mark at Houston. He really did a lot of damage in Houston.
Yeah, I mean he his breakout years were in Orlando as far as the making him a name for himself in the league, but he established himself as a star in a Houston jersey.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I love Penny Hardaway. I'm not trying to disrespect Penny Hardaway by any shot, but when I look at the career that he had, I don't know if he had a retire the jersey career.
If they retire his jersey, they got to retire Little Penny's jersey too.
Little Penny. I remember Little Penny. That was a good commercial.
Hey, those were the best commercials. Is this real leather? Because it's sticking to my legs.
I don't think they retire Penny. I think the thing with us, with basketball fans and Penny, is that it's all about what could have been.
Yeah, really.
Because we know he was a heck of a player, but
if Shaq wouldn't have left,
if Penny wouldn't have got hurt, we revere Penny so much because he was a dynamic player. But it was like, dang, what would have happened if Shaq didn't leave or Penny didn't get hurt?
Penny was healthy.
Things of that nature.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
All right, let's do a big shot of the week, and then we're going to play Shot Clock. Big shot of the week is going to go to Mark Cuban. And here's why. We love Mark, but this is why. Mark Cuban, after cashing in his majority stake in the Mavericks, notified team employees via email this week that he would be doling out $35 million worth of bonuses to all of the Mavericks team employees and stadium employees. And they based it, quote, to calculate your bonus, we used a framework that took into consideration how long you've worked for the Mavs. You'll receive your bonus in the very near future. So here's a guy who cashed in $3 billion of his stake cashed in, and he took $35 million straight out of his own pocket and said, I'm going to distribute this amongst stadium employees and team employees to show them how thankful I am for the work that they've done. That's freaking dope. I'm sorry. I know Mark Cuban's gotten Big Shot of the Week 2 or 3 times on this show. This might be the most deserving one. That's freaking awesome.
For me, I don't think I remember one of the things I was really upset about when we used to have these strikes in the NBA. It wasn't, me losing my money. It was the workers who depend on those jobs that work in the stadium, not just the I call them the red coats, the people who do security, the people who do the custodians, the people who do popcorn machines, all those people. And Mark understands that system that runs that building. What is it? Is it American Airline building, whatever it is?
Yeah, American Airline Arena.
Yeah.
That those people are going to be more appreciative of that money than anybody else. So, yeah, that's a really big shot at him. To share your wealth, man. I appreciate it.
That was cool. I just thought that was cool.
Take care of your people, man.
Yeah, for real. Mark gets that more than most owners. He really does. All right, let's do Shot Clock. To refresh your memory. I know.
What's this game?
Look, I always explain the game. I don't expect you guys to remember my nonsense. I'm going to give you a category, and you get to bid against each other on how many you can guess in 10 seconds. So, for instance, category number 1. Shaq said Joel Embiid needs to win a title sooner rather than later, or Stephen A. Smith is going to destroy him. So, the shot clock guess here is, and Rob, you can go first and put in a bid. In 10 seconds, how many of the greatest 76ers of all time can you name? And there was a fan poll. This is where this came from. So in 10 seconds, how many do you think you could probably pull?
Just last name, or do I need the first name?
I'll give you last names is legit. That's fine.
Okay. I say 6.
You can do 6 of the greatest of all. Now remember, this is a fan poll. Of the greatest Sixers of all time.
I'm just going to name off the ones I like because I used to love the
Harp,
Sixers.
Can you do 7?
Let's see if I know I can.
Or
do
you got to
6.
challenge Rob to do 6.
Go ahead, Rob, because I think I can only do 6 as well. So go
Robert
ahead.
Horry, 10 seconds on the clock. Go.
Moses, Barkley, Iverson, Irving, Mo Cheeks, Bobby Jones, Iggy, Andrew Toney, Daryl Dawkins.
Oh, man. I think you got him easy. It was Dr. J was 1, Iverson was 2, Wilt Chamberlain was 3.
I forgot he played with him.
Moses Malone was 4, Embiid was 5.
I didn't name Embiid, huh?
Barkley 6, Hal Greer, Billy Cunningham, Mo Cheeks you got, and Daryl Dawkins you got.
Hey, you know who should be on that list, though? But his feet went out on him? Andrew Toney.
Andrew Toney, yeah, you said him. He went on the list, man. But this is a fan poll. So you know, it's the guys that were most beloved by
you know who I used to really love playing at the Sixers was Bobby Jones, the Great White Hope.
Yeah.
He was the shit. And they didn't name Bobby Jones?
No, he wasn't on the list. At least not the top 10. This was only the top 10. But yeah, he probably in the top 15, I bet.
It was Iverson, Irving 1.
Dr. J was number 1. And I think that's probably pretty obvious. Iverson was 2. But I mean, those guys, for me, as far as Sixers go, that's interchangeable as the greatest.
What was Charles on that list?
Charles was 6th, if you can believe it. Which I'm surprised by, because I thought he was more of a fan favorite than
me too.
A lot of these guys.
What about 4?
Moses Malone was number 4. Number four. That's about as appropriate as it gets. All right, question number 2. B-Dog will get the opening bid on this one. Tiger Woods broke up with Nike after 27 years.
Wow.
As one of their biggest brand ambassadors. So in 10 seconds, aside from Nike, how many of the other top-selling shoe brands from 2023 can you name?
Probably 7.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Oh man,
I can't. I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think of that new brand that everybody's wearing now. I can't even think of it.
You
said besides Nike, right?
Besides Nike.
You got to come up with 7. 10 seconds. Go for it.
Jordan, Adidas, Puma, Champion, Reebok, Converse, Skechers, New Balance. Probably about it.
Yeah, you did 8. Good job. That's pretty damn good, man. Adidas was 2, Puma was 3, Reebok was 4, Jordan was 5, Champion was 6, Converse was 7, Skechers was 8, New Balance was 9. So you got
What's
the
that
other
one that everybody wears now with the new shoe? I know it's on that list. It's
I don't. Who is it?
It's I don't know. All the older people wear them now.
Vans?
Not Vans. It's another
Fila.
one. Nope.
Asics.
Nope.
Lacoste.
Nope.
Kanga. And,
nope.
And Mizuno. That was the rest of the list.
Damn, this is the number one shoe out there.
New Balance used the joke with New Balance for a long time. They've done a lot of rebranding, by the way, because the joke was always New Balance was the old people shoe. And then they went out and they signed Shohei Ohtani and I think Mike Trout, a whole bunch of Kawhi and No, all these guys are New Balance guys. Good job, Hart.
I think Murray is on that list too, right? He's a New Balance guy now, right?
I think so, yeah.
He is a New Balance guy.
They've spent some money.
Yeah.
They have spent some money.
Hey, they even send James shoes now to wear on our show. So James wears. They got James back involved.
Man.
James Harden?
Worthy.
Oh, Worthy.
Yeah.
Worthy. Back in New Balance. All right, question number 3. This bid will go to Rob, and we'll see if he wants to challenge or accept. Both Ron Rivera and Arthur Smith were fired on Black Monday after the NFL season concluded because the Commanders and the Falcons didn't do so good this year. So in 10 seconds, how many NFL teams can you name that did not make the playoffs this year? Not the ones that did. NFL teams that did not make the playoffs.
I can't even. I've been so out of touch with NFL since I lost fantasy football.
Oh.
I can only name 5.
5. Harp, can you do 6?
I can do 7.
Harp can do 7. Rob, can you do 8?
I can't do 8, so Harp's just going to win this.
He goes, no, I can't do none of that shit. All right, Harp, you got to do 7. 10 seconds. Here you go.
Patriots, Jets, Titans, Chargers, Raiders, Bengals, Broncos, Colts, Jags.
He did 9. That's nice. That's strong. That's good.
Jags didn't make it.
No, they got eliminated.
They got popped. So did the Colts. Yeah.
I thought the Raiders were in.
No, Raiders are out, man. Broncos good, Chargers, Bengals.
Who got in the other night? Oh, it was Texans. That's what I was thinking about. They got in.
Texans got in by beating the Colts.
Yeah.
They beat the Colts and won the division, got in. So nice job, Brandon Harper. All right, Harp's up 2-1. Robert Horry, number 4. We talked about Shaq having his jersey retired by the Magic. He already has number 34 in the rafters for the Lakers. In 10 seconds, how many of the other 11 Lakers whose jerseys have been retired can you pull?
Kobe's can only count as 1, right?
Yes, Kobe we're counting. Well, so yeah.
He got 24 and 8 retired. That's 2.
We're just counting it as 1. I
said
names of players who've had their jerseys retired, not the numbers.
6.
You can do 6 of the 11. Hart,
hold on.
Can you do 7?
Are we
not counting Shaq? Aside from Shaq, there's 11 others besides him. Rob says 6. So the question is, can you do 7 in 10 seconds?
Nah.
No? All right, Rob.
I think I could. I'm not. I can't.
10 seconds for Rob.
So hold on. Does Chick Hearns?
No, I count Chick Hearns. Players. 6 and 10 seconds. Go.
Okay. West, Chamberlain, Abdul-Jabbar, Magic, Worthy, Kobe, Shaq, Goodrich.
Oh, he got it.
I know Goodrich because he's 25, and I couldn't wear 25 when I got to the Lakers.
You did 9 of them. Kobe, Wilt, Pau Gasol just went up. Elgin Baylor.
I don't count Pau.
You don't count
There's
Pau?
no way he should be up there before Michael Cooper. Okay. That's ridiculous to me.
Kareem Worthy-West, Jamal Wilkes, George McCann. McCann. Yeah, so there you go. Good job, Rob. All right. Tie
Only
break.
reason I knew that's because we see it every day before our show starts.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's okay. All right, last one. You each got 2. So whoever manages to pull this one out, you're either going to have to challenge or you're going to have to try and push your limit here to win. Rob gets the opening bid.
Oh, shit.
Jimmy Kimmel and Aaron Rodgers got into it this week.
Uh-oh.
After Aaron Rodgers insinuated on Pat McAfee's show that Jimmy Kimmel was on Jeffrey Epstein's list of clients. So Jimmy Kimmel went freaking sideways on Aaron Rodgers last night on Late Night. And Aaron Rodgers is saying on today's McAfee show, which I imagine by now is probably out in the world, that he was going to fire back at Jimmy Kimmel. So this is like a full-on get your popcorn and sit back and watch these two guys fight it out. In 10 seconds, how many other New York Jets quarterbacks from any era,
Any
era, how many New York Jets quarterbacks, besides from Aaron Rodgers, can you pull in 10 seconds? Robert Ory.
3.
It's not bad. Harp, can you do 4? Harp can do 4.
Yeah, I could probably do 6, but I do 4.
All right, Rob, can you do 5? Can you push yourself to try and do 5, or are you going to let Harp run away with this?
Shit, I can only name one. Joe Namath, that's it.
Don't give him the freaking answers.
That's just one damn answer,
that's the only one you can pull. All right, Harp, you got to do 4.
Hey, I know Wilson. Hold on. Let me think about
don't
this.
give him all the freaking. You're going to give him the answers. All right, Harp, you got to do at least 4.
I can't even think of the butt fumble dude name.
No, come on. Go ahead, Harp.
Aaron Rodgers, Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith.
One more.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
There you go. There's 4. Yeah.
That was only 3 because you said he cannot name
I know, but
Aaron Rodgers.
he got 4 others. He got 4 others, which is why I only counted 3. I didn't count Aaron. But Joe Namath, anybody? Testaverde, Brett Favre, Mark Sanchez.
Sanchez is the butt fumble.
That's the butt fumble guy. I can't even think of his
name. Sanchez, Zach Wilson,
all
Josh
USC
McCown.
quarterbacks. What's the love of USC quarterbacks? The Jets.
I don't know.
Who else did they have?
Darnold,
Sanchez,
and someone else.
I don't know.
Who.
USC. Them only 2, I think.
Well, they come up short in college. They go to the NFL. They come up short with the Jets. It kind of works out, I guess.
They have decent careers at USC.
Yeah.
The first round.
It sort of depends when they play at USC.
I mean, it's decent enough for them to be first round picks.
How many times have we been duped by a USC first round pick? Come on, let's be honest.
That's true.
Just the one guy. What's his name? Makovich. What's that guy they called a robot back in the day? Did he go to USC?
You talking about?
You don't
remember him? He was trained since he was a little kid to be quarterback. He played at USC. I think he actually played for the Jets.
Hey, brother, look, that may be too far back for me.
That's too far. Y'all, you don't remember him? They called him the machine. His dad was like drilled him through every little exercise, every
Todd Marinovich.
There you go.
Todd Marinovich.
What year was that?
Holy crap! Let's see. When did he play at USC? This is a great question.
Was it at USC he played? I might be wrong.
No, let's see. He played for... Oh, my God. It doesn't even say on here. No, he played at USC. You're absolutely right. And he was drafted in 1991. He was the 24th overall pick in the 1991 NFL draft.
Who did he go to?
Todd Marinovich. Oh, I closed it. Dude, if we can't even pull the man's name, it's of no consequence. Where the hell?
But you remember his story though?
I mean, very vaguely. That's very vaguely. I wasn't. See, my early 90s, I was more into the NBA than I was into the NFL. Mm-hmm. In the early 90s, man, that was my youth. That was my early high school years.
See, he went to Mater Dei, which is a powerhouse.
It's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
It's a top 3 football program in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it goes to show you again, USC duped everybody with a first-round pick whose name we can't even freaking remember. I didn't even remember this man's story.
Oh, his has you got to. If you bored, just look at his story. It's crazy.
Okay, we'll look him up.
Lord Jesus, I hope I'm never that bored.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.